American cookies. I make cookies because I'm American. I don't know what this deal is about all these Americans today. But just put up with it, okay? You have to put up with us. We're a bit strange that way, but put up with us, please. Anyways, I make American cookies, but I'm really a local because I've been here 20 years. Okay. I know you're not a local till your granny's buried in the cemetery behind the church. But I'm almost a local. I'll always be a blow-in. But I lived here for 20 years. I make cookies. I sell them at farmers markets. Used to do St. George's Market, but I do other markets around Northern Ireland, and I also supply about 75 cafes all over Northern Ireland and a few down in Dublin as well. And when I'm not busy making cookies, sometimes I get up in front of a crowd of people and we chat about things. And today what we're going to talk about, very briefly, is taking advantage of opportunities. Who's beeping? Whose mobile phone? That's the man. Turn off those mobile phones, ladies and gentlemen, or turn them to silent. Okay, I think a lot of you would agree that business is about opportunities and taking advantage of those opportunities. It may be opportunities for a new business, it may be opportunities for a brand new customer, creating a new product, an opportunity to do a new partnership, an opportunity to hire a really good employee. But it's all about opportunities. But the secret to opportunities, clearly, is taking advantage of those opportunities. Because if they pass you by, then you're not going to be able to take advantage of them. How many of you think that business is also about luck? Raise your hand. About being just happening to be in the right place at the right time. Unfortunately, guys, I disagree with you. I think it's about making opportunities or taking advantage of opportunities that are already out there. I liken opportunities to kind of like buses. How many of you ride the bus? How many of you brought the bus in today? How many of you generally, how many of you have ever been in a bus? Let's say. Okay, good. Okay, you're standing there at the bus stop, right? And the buses are flying by, and there goes bus 44 to Nowheresville, and there goes bus 55 to Dead End Road, and then along comes bus 66 to Successville. And that's the one you want to be on, right? But the fact is if you've nipped into the little shop having a sale for a little bit of retail therapy, you're going to miss the bus. Or if you're behind the bus stop smoking cigarettes and chatting with your mates, you're going to miss the bus. And if you lying in bed sleeping, go ahead, have a seat. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Pick a seat anywhere.
I don't want to walk in front of you.
And if you, don't worry, I'm tall enough. And if you're still lying in bed, you're going to miss the bus. And exactly the same with opportunities. You're going to miss those opportunities. So you have to either create the opportunities yourself, or when the bus comes by, you have to make sure you're ready to catch it. Now, how many of you guys are successful? Okay, how many of you guys aren't yet successful? You know, you're trying, but you're not quite there yet. Probably everybody else, right? Well, bad news about bus 66 to Successville. The driver is this grouchy old git. And when you get on, he goes, "Are you successful?" And if you say, "Not yet," or "No," you're out of there. You can't get on bus 66 unless you're already successful. But the problem we have here is our culture. What does success mean? Success means that you just won the MTV EMA Awards, you play for Manchester United, you're a doctor, a lawyer, a big banker. Well, you're not successful if you're a big banker, but you're someone who has done something like that. But that's not what success means, guys. Success means there was something you wanted to accomplish. You accomplished it, you're successful. How many of you are breathing? Yeah. Did you want to be breathing? Yeah. Okay, you're successful. Well done. How many of you had a cup of coffee? A nice latte and a little coffee. No, how many of you had coffee and breakfast this morning? Did you want to have coffee and breakfast? Yes, you're successful. How many of you wanted to come here today? Don't answer that. Don't answer that. I have a problem there. Well, if you wanted to come here, you have time to come here, you made time to come here, you're successful. So guys, you are all successful. But if you think successful, you will be successful. Just think of it this way. Let's go to business. Let's step aside from this bit. If you're talking to someone here, and you've been thinking about getting an IT consultant in, right? And you talk to some guy and you go, "How's it going?" "Oh, I'm an IT consultant, and business is really crap. People just aren't doing it. And I just can't get into business." And you meet someone else who's just talking to somebody, and you go, "Oh yeah, things are good. Things have been a bit tough, but we're really making some moves. We've got a new guy on board. We got some exciting stuff going on. We're being successful." Which of those two are you going to hire? the successful one. And that's true in every one of your business. If you, every single time you meet someone, you come out going, hi, I'm successful. Not only will you get on bus 66, but you'll also get the business. You've got to be successful, but you guys all are if you think it. Courage. Way back in caveman times, courage meant when the saber-toothed tiger attacked, you had a choice, you either fight or flee, and if you were brave, you fought and probably died. How many of you are courageous? You guys would fight. You know, if someone came up to you, you'd fight, right? Well, there's another kind of courage that probably applies even more. I mean, obviously, if you're a policeman, a soldier, a fireman, courage, that kind of courage is important. But for most of us, it's a mental courage which is important. It takes courage to stand up here in front of a crowd and talk about stuff. It takes courage to give someone a firm handshake. Oh, very nice, very good. It takes courage to walk up to a potential new customer and say, hey, would you like to buy my product? Or would you like to invest in me and my service? It takes courage in all those things. And that's really important. That's something we need to do. Because if we don't have the courage to take advantage of those opportunities, if we don't have the courage to get up on bus 66 and stand in the front of the queue and get on the bus is going to go by and we're going to miss it. I'll tell you a little story about mental courage. There's a guy named Tom Dempsey. Has anyone heard the name Tom Dempsey? Probably not. He's American. Oh no, not more Americans. He's American, and where he grew up, he was quite disadvantaged. But he loved sport. He absolutely loved sport. And as a kid, he would always go out into the playground, onto the pitch, and stand in line as they picked teams. And he was always the last kid to get picked. But did that discourage him? Did he go home, oh, Mom, there's no one picked me up? No. He had the mental courage to come back the next day, and the next day. And he kept coming back. And he always came back, and he always loved to play. But the game he liked to play the most was American football. And you may or may not know, you know how in soccer or rugby everyone plays the whole time? Well, in American football they don't because they're lazy. No, it's not because they're lazy. They have a defensive team, an offensive team, and a kicking team. And these are different groups of people when you get to high school or university ball. And he wanted to be the kicker. He wanted to be the guy who kicks the field goals, who kicks off at the beginning of the game. He wanted to be that guy. And so when he got to high school, and in America, high school is the last 4 years, so 14 to 18-year-olds. When he got to high school, he went to the coach and says, Coach, I want to be your kicker. And the coach says, well, listen, Tom, you're a good guy, you got a lot of energy, but, you got a kicker, you're just not going to be able to compete. Now, did Tom give up? No, he had the mental courage to keep trying. And he would go out while the rest of the team was at one end of the field practicing. He'd be at the other end of the field kicking balls through the uprights. And the coach saw him over there and said, okay, Tom, you can play the next game. He went to the next game, did very well, and became their #1 kicker. Played all through high school then, playing football. And at the end of high school, he was getting ready to graduate, and he goes, Coach, I want to go to university and play football at university. Can you help me? And the coach says, listen, Tom, we're a small high school. You did great. You did really well, but there's a lot of competition out there. There's no way you're going to be able to compete. So he went on anyways, and he got onto the high school football team and kicked in the high school football team. At the end of 4 years, he says, I want to go play NFL. Now, NFL is like premiership football here. It's the top, it's the premier, it's the professionals, it's the guys who get big bucks. And everyone told him, Tom, you're good, but these are professionals here. You're not going to be able to compete. So what did he do? He tried out. The New Orleans Saints picked him up, and he played football for the New Orleans Saints and 4 other NFL teams in his career. He's retired now. And he actually, to this day, holds the record for the longest field goal in an NFL football game. 63 yards. And here I have a picture of him kicking that 63-yard field goal. There he is, number 19 on the right, about to kick the field goal. The record still holds. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. What's wrong with this picture? His what? His foot. He was born without the front end of his foot. He was also born without the front end of his right hand, as you can see on the right. So, as a kid, and even as an adult, he would walk with a limp. Probably wasn't real good at handling the ball, but he still went out every day and played with the other kids, and even though he was the last person to be picked, he had the mental courage to keep trying, and keep trying, and keep trying, and keep pushing. And he didn't have opportunities that came for him. He had to make the opportunities, and he did, because he had the mental courage. if you can do something like that with that kind of a situation, what can we do, guys? Mental courage. If you want to take advantage of those opportunities, remember, you've got to have mental courage. The other thing you need to do is you need to focus. Now, we all know we got so many different things going on. You know, we need to focus on what it is we really want. What is the goal we want to achieve? What is the bus we want to see so we don't see all the other buses and miss the one we want? So I'm going to play a little tape here. It's only about 10 seconds long, 10, 15 seconds. And it's an observation job for you guys. What you're going to see is you're going to see 2 teams of 3 people each. And they're going to be bouncing or they're going to be passing basketballs to each other. And what you want to do is look at the white team and count how many times they pass the ball from one person to another. Now they might bounce it to the next person, they might pitch it over their head to the next person, they might actually hand it to the other person. That all counts as one. If they throw it up and catch it themselves, that doesn't count. If they bounce it and catch it, that doesn't count. It's only when it goes to the next person, okay? So that's all the white team count how many times it goes to them. Now the secret here is we want to, let's see if I get the right one. I think it's that one. That's it. It'll start up as soon as I click on basketball one. The secret is, guys, let's focus. Everyone be quiet, completely silent. No matter what happens, just remain quiet and let everyone else have a chance. If you've seen this already, just remain quiet and let them try to count. Are you ready? We'll start right up here. Okay. That's the first one. Right. How many got 13? 14? 15? 16? 17? 18? 19? Any more than 19? How many? 23. Okay. Did anyone see anything unusual? A what? Who said a gorilla? It was a gorilla. Did everyone see a gorilla? Are you sure? Did you have coffee this morning, sir? Let's look at it again. I don't see a gorilla. I don't see a gorilla. Yes, there's a gorilla in the middle of the video. Now, who didn't see that? You probably won't raise your hand. I mean, he doesn't just walk across. He stops and goes, "Ah! How did you miss that?" I mean, how much more obvious can we get? Now, the fact is if I had said at the beginning of the presentation, today, in this presentation, you will see a gorilla, and you had that as a goal, as an opportunity that you were looking for, you would have seen the gorilla. But life is like this. You get so tied up with all the different things you're doing. It's sometimes very, very easy. It can be sometimes very, very easy to lose the focus on what it is you need. What is the opportunity you're looking for, so that you see all the buses, but you just don't see bus 66. Because you're focused on other things. It's much easier than you could possibly imagine for those of you who missed the gorilla. It was quite obvious, wasn't it? But it was there, and we missed it because we were looking at other things, not really what we wanted to see. Now, with all these things, all these buses, and there's loads of bus 66s because there's variations on them, it's sometimes hard to figure out what is the one thing you want to do first. Now, how many people here watch I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here? I hear them just back in the jungle. How many people have you ever watched I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here? I know it's embarrassing. It's one of those shows. Well, you know when they put out the food out in front of them, the absolutely disgusting stuff, and they make them eat it? Well, I've got one for you here today, and that is, on that table in front of you, there's an ice cream cone, there's a Mars bar, there's a Big Ted's American cookie, and in the lower right corner, there is the ugliest, slimiest frog you have ever seen. It's dripping ooze, and it's got warts with hairs growing out of it, and it's looking up at you going, rivet, 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 rivet. And you've got to eat all 4. So the big question is what are you going to eat first? Anyone? Ice cream bar? Frog. The frog. That's disgusting. I mean, he's looking up at you and it's spitting out. It's all good. Absolutely right. Because most people, what they'll do is they'll have that ice cream in the Mars bar and the cooking. The entire time in eating that, they're going to be going, oh God, I got to eat that frog. Oh, it's horrible, but I got to eat it at the end. And finally you pick it up and it's like, well, that wasn't too bad. I'm glad it's over. Or you do like these guys say. You reach down and you go, oh, that's horrible, that's horrible. Oh, that's done. It actually wasn't so bad. And then you can enjoy your ice cream and your Mars bar and your chocolate chip cookie. And that's the way it is with life. How many of you guys run into frogs all the time? It may not be just with work, it may be with other things. I mean, that girl you want to go out with might be that ugly frog. Well, you know how it is. You don't really want to get up and ask her because it's kind of hard. She might say no, and you don't really want to. That's what makes her an ugly frog. She might be gorgeous. So what do? You sit and drink with your mates, and then before you know it, frog is gone with somebody else. Or it may be the project you need to get done, or it may be that proposal you have to put together. And you go, I got to do this, but let me do all these. Let me work on my accounts, and let me work on this other stuff first. And eventually I'll get to that. And then the next morning you wake up, oh, I still have to do that. Well, let me work on this other stuff. We all do that. So you got to remember, Big Ted told you, when you get up, you go, oh, I got all this stuff. I got that ugly frog there. He's really ugly and slimy. Go get him and eat him. Eat him first. Eat him right there. Because remember, eat the frog first. That was me. I love frogs. Guys are really. The last thing I got for you, and then you guys can go, is you're going to have to follow me here. It's going to be difficult. I have here for you guys some cookies. We have an M&M cookie, classic American blondie white chocolate, and triple chocolate chip cookie. Because everyone always says, do you have any cookies for us? I do. Who would like these cookies? Some of you do. Well, let me ask you this. The words up there are take action. And so the situation is this. Whenever you're somewhere and there's something you want, you need to do something very simple. You need to take action. You may have been told when you were a kid, be proactive, right? Be proactive. Well, I hate that. Take action. If there's something you want, get off your butt and go get it. So if there's anything you want in life, whether it's a job or whether it's a position or if there's something you want in life, go up and go get it. Hello. What's your name? Sarah. Hi, guys.
Cookies.
Have a seat. Have a seat.
Thank you.
Guys, what did I just say? If there's something you want, get off your butt and go get it. Now, why did Sarah go get it? Because she has the mental courage to take advantage of an opportunity. She has the focus on it, because boy, was she focused. As soon as I brought this up, it was like, woo! And she ate the frog, even though she had to come all the way down. Why? And why don't people come up and get the cookies? Sometimes it takes 5 or 10 minutes before someone will come up. Because they go, oh, but maybe you would have gone, no, I'm not going to let you help them. Or, just kidding. Or, but that's what life is like, isn't it? Life is like that. You go and you ask a customer, you go up to a customer, you go up to someone, and they go, no, I'm not interested. Oh, okay, fine, but you haven't lost anything. When you go up and before you went up and asked him, he certainly wasn't interested because he didn't know you existed. And after you went up and asked him, he still isn't interested, but you haven't lost anything. So make sure you take action. Get out of your chair, get off your butt, and go get it, whatever that is. So, we talked about opportunities. They're out there. Bus 66 is passing by. Make sure you're at the front of the queue. Make sure you get there. Remember, you are successful. You want to be more successful maybe, but you are successful. Have that mental courage to go out and do it because you're the one to do it. Make sure you focus so you don't miss the gorilla when the gorilla's out there. Remember to eat the frog first. I'm sure you all will remember that for the rest of your life. And the last thing is take action. Thank you very much, guys.